What is up? It is I, your boy, ExoticFunMaster, reviewing my dear friend's Hawks game. Here we see our formidable opponent, Nishant, as Hawks' opponent, and they asked me to review their game. So here I am at 4:45 in the morning doing this because I am dumb. So let's get this thing rolling as we set the analysis here. Okay. So starting up with e4, d6, d4. Now, I like the opening choice here. Get good control of the center here if your opponent allows it. Great. Now, f6. I don't like this move. Why? Because light squares. Oh, I can do my arrows. Light squares. My boy Nisham here, he's weakening his camp. All these squares here are super weak. And the first thought that comes to your head is like, oh, let me bring up my bishop. And then, yeah. How the hell did that? Yeah, so Verahawk just destroyed them. Like, literally, the next move, checkmate. Okay. Knight to c3. Not a bad move, developing. I actually like that move better than my original. This is a good move. Now, oh, g5. No. So, he made a big blunder. What you have here is queen h5 check. Only legal move is queen to d7. And look, this king is screwed no matter what. Next, you're going to bring out the bishops. You can even, like, just... There's no way he's covering back from this. In fact, like, he is so screwed here. Like, what? I don't know what you even do here. Yeah, just bring out the bishop. Just bring out the bishops. He's done. In the opening, very dubious from the Sham. Sadly, what happened was Verhawk missed it. And the idea was can't push that pawn out, most likely, but sadly, blocking out your own queen. Knight on the edge. Another thing. Knight on the rim is very dim. It's attacking your pawn, but at the same time it's defended by your queen. So it really, but it's a double attack though. So maybe it has potential, but you could defend it two ways. This way, this way. Let's see what Hawk chooses. Decides to choose d3, f3. Knight to d7, developing his pieces. The queen moved out a bit too early. I would say just first to start by developing your pieces. Bishop to e3 is good. Bring out your queen once again. That's going to be a huge long-term weakness. Just look at these light squares. Like, if I was in your shoes, I would just be like, okay, yeah. Light squares. Bring out my bishop here. He's donezo. d3. Now he tries to fortify his center here. Pushing out. Not a bad move, actually. If he takes. He's just trying to solidify his center. Not a bad move by him. Now, this knight d5 idea here, most likely the idea was to attack f6. The only problem is that it's defended by the knight. Not only that, but he also has this move, pawn to c6, just pushing away your knight. Now, of course, you just have to move back here, most likely. So the whole maneuver here wasn't really productive. Instead, in this position, what you had was, what would I do here? Developing your knight is a good idea. Just bring out your pieces. You just want your pieces like in good squares. Again, oh no, capturing. No, it's defended. Double check. If you're gonna capture a piece, be like, if I capture and can he capture it back? Or if he does, do you have another piece defending that? Or is it double? How many attackers do you have? Again, you gotta just double check. And plus, you have 8 minutes and 30 seconds to wrap a game, of course. So just take your time. Don't panic. into rushing things. Like, let's see how much time you use to decide this move. 2 seconds. Hayden, you spent 2 seconds on that move? That's like faster than bullet. Yeah, take your time making your moves. Of course, he captures. Not a bad move. Pinning the knight. But what the engine saw, but I didn't even see, was that in this position you get a good resource of moving your pawn up. The idea is capture. You could just double attack here. Very hard to spot this, or if he just ignores it. What the engineer suggested was here, but like again, very hard to spread that. Again, so you pinned. He attacks your bishop. Like, so what happened here was a mistake. You captured in this position here, but it's better is to move back. Why? Is because if you capture, the bishop comes in, blocking your only escape to castle. And what is currently going on this board is that your king is still in the center, and you have your down material. You gave, sadly, that attack, you lost a knight, so you're down a piece. So if you're down material, the last thing you want to do is to trade. Trading is bad because you want as many pieces on the board when you're down, so that you can somehow create counterplay. And this trade was very, like, sometimes you can, this good time to trade, but here you just allow his bishop to develop, attacking. Right here, I would just move the bishop back, think of castling, develop your pieces. Sadly, that didn't go that way. No. I don't have to explain why that's a blunder, but it do be like that sometimes. And he misses it! He's like, oh, okay, that queen, let me add another attack just in case. So, this fool literally blundered a piece. What a fool again. Then he sacrifices his bishop. And then, one thing here, you had a tactic here. First thing first is to check for checks. When you're attacking, check for checks, captures, then like long-term attacks. Or so here, the only check you have that's reasonable is here. Queen check. There's 3 things he could do. Move the knight back, move the queen, and move the king. All those choices bad, because why? Because his rook is hanging. So always check for checks. Also, just let me just. Okay. So yeah, but you develop the knight. What? Why am I a boomer? Why can't I just not do that? Where was I? Yeah, so you take the bishop. You simplify, very nice. You can literally give up. You could have captured, but you were up so much material that it didn't matter. But yeah, so you just clean up here, I assume. Yep. So just blah 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 blah. Checkmate. Let me get this crap out. Okay. So, just to recap, quick recap, you could have just destroyed him in the opening. Just look out for checks. Check for checks first. Always look for checks. Checks can always lead to good things sometimes. But like here, it would have just destroyed him. Next. Yeah, you did that G4 move. Yep. Again, moving at the queen early could be good, but I would just develop your pieces first before you do anything that decisive. Like, again, this move here a bit redundant because you can just push it back. Just use your time. You have so much time on the board. Just think, hey, his king is still in the center of the board. How can I take advantage of that? Or, even better, let me just start putting my pieces into better squares. Because this hole here could be taken advantage by your knight. Sadly, this bishop, your queen blocked the bishop, so maybe you have to move it back and just move your bishop out forward. But yeah, develop your pieces. Simple mistake there, just double check. Use your time. You spent 2 seconds on that move. Again, you spent... I can do math. 11... 8 seconds on that move. Just take your time. You have a lot of time. Wait, you spent... Oh no, you spent 33 seconds on that move. No. And here... Huge mistake. He's just blundered it, yeah. And that's pretty much it. Good. What a comeback. What a roller coaster, honestly. Of just emotions. Like, jeez. Jeez Louise. Okay. Well, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I must go to sleep. I have to wake up at like 10 o'clock in the morning tomorrow, so... Yeah, yeet. Okay, bye.